January 6th, 2017. Intelligence officials have concluded that Vladimir Putin personally ordered the influence campaign targeting the 2016 presidential election. Top intel officials brief Trump that Russian operatives claim to have compromise on him. January 11th, 2017. Donald Trump gives his first press conference as president-elect and announces the reports that Russians have personal and financial dirt on him. Quote, "If Putin likes Donald Trump, guess what, folks?"
If Putin likes Donald Trump, guess what, folks? That's called an asset, not a liability.
Sir, you did not answer whether any of your associates were in contact with the Russians. Can you categorically deny that did not happen, sir? Can you categorically deny that did not happen, sir?
Sanctions on Russia.
January 13th, 2017. Trump slams a dossier by former British spy Christopher Steele that has compromising details. Steele is now in hiding, fearing retribution for his undercover work on Trump ties with Russia. Trump signals that he'd be open to lifting sanctions that the Obama administration put on Russia for interfering in the election if Russia proves to be helpful to the United States. Quote, "If you get along, and if Russia is really helping us, why would anybody have sanctions if somebody's doing some really great things?" he told the Wall Street Journal. January 20th, 2017, Inauguration Day. Donald Trump enters the presidency with the lowest approval rating of any incoming president in modern times. News outlets show pictures comparing the size of Trump's inauguration crowd to Obama's larger inauguration turnout in 2008.
I get up this morning, I turn on one of the networks, and they show an empty field. I said, wait a minute, I made a speech. I looked out. The field it looked like 1.5 million people. They showed a field where there were practically nobody standing there.
The Trump administration pushes back,
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
falsely claiming that Trump had the largest inauguration crowd in history. Period. Melania Trump dresses in a blue Ralph Lauren ensemble for the inauguration ceremony. She is etched in my mind, standing there on that gray, stormy day, holding the Bible, cloaked in blue, sky blue, against a sea of red. Quote, "This American carnage stops right here, right now. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land." From this moment on, it's going to be only America first, America first. President Donald Trump. Inauguration speech. January 21st, 2017. The Women's March is likely the largest one-day protest in U.S. history. In Washington, D.C., roughly 3 times more people march in opposition to President Trump than the number of people who attended the inauguration. Marchers chant, "Welcome to your first day. We will not go away." The Trump administration quickly rolls out policies that increase division and chip away at our relationship with each other and the world. January 27, 2017. Trump signs an executive order banning all refugees and immigrants from 7 Muslim-majority countries for at least 90 days. The name of this order is, quote, "Protecting the Nation from Foreign Terrorist Entry into the United States." The order includes an indefinite ban on Syrian refugees fleeing their war-torn country. February 28, 2017. Trump signs an executive order to roll back the Obama administration's Clean Water Rule, which protects smaller waterways and wetlands. Quote, "With today's executive order, I am directing the EPA to take action, paving the way for the elimination of this very destructive and horrible rule," Trump says. EPA science advisors oppose the rollback. March 17, 2017. Trump doesn't want to shake hands with German Chancellor Angela Merkel when she comes for a White House visit, even after she suggests, "Do you want to have a handshake?" I'm embarrassed and dismayed that Trump is unwelcoming to Angela Merkel, to those who want to visit or immigrate from Muslim countries, and yes, even to Democrats, which I feel intensifying as the days go by. February 13th, 2017. National Security Advisor Michael Flynn resigns after he discloses that he spoke with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak during the transition period before Trump assumed the presidency, when he didn't have the authority to do so. This includes several phone calls with Kislyak on the same day that the Obama administration imposed sanctions on Russia for interfering with the election. According to U.S. officials, Flynn told Kislyak that Russia should not overreact to the sanctions. March 2nd, 2017, Attorney General Jeff Sessions recuses himself from overseeing any Justice Department investigations into Russia's election meddling after disclosures surfaced that he met with Kislyak during the election, information he did not disclose at his confirmation hearing. Citing his connection to the Trump campaign, he says, quote, "I should not be involved in investigating a campaign I had a role in." March 21, 2017. FBI Director James Comey testifies under oath before the House Intelligence Committee that there is an open FBI probe on whether Russia tried to influence the election and, quote, whether there was any coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia's efforts.
I have been authorized by the Department of Justice to confirm that the FBI, as part of our counterintelligence mission, is investigating the Russian government's efforts to interfere in the 2016 presidential election. And that includes investigating the nature of any links between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and the Russian government, and whether there was any coordination between the campaign and Russia's efforts. As with any counterintelligence investigation, this will also include an assessment of whether any crimes were committed.
He tells the committee that Vladimir Putin had a clear preference for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton.
Putin hated Secretary Clinton so much that the flip side of that coin was he had a clear preference for the person running against the person he hated so much.
Comey's revelation of the investigation is good news for those who want answers to the Trump-Putin connection.
As the summer went on and the polls appeared to show that Secretary Clinton was going to win, the Russians sort of gave up and simply focused on trying to undermine her.
I am conflicted about Comey, though. By reopening the probe into Hillary's emails right before the election, he may have been a contributing factor to her losing the presidency. But maybe Comey scores a few points with his testimony today as the cherry blossoms bloom and spring comes to Washington. May 9th, 2017. Trump fires FBI Director James Comey. May 17, 2017. Former FBI Director Robert S. Mueller III is named as special counsel to oversee the investigation into Russia's interference in the election and any possible ties between Russia and the Trump campaign. Quote, "I accept this responsibility and will discharge it to the best of my ability," Mueller says.